Hey everyone, it's Rob the Fat Pastor on a mountain bike from mtbmichigan.com here. It is 4.5 years since I started my weight loss journey. Technically it's actually 5, but the reason I'm going to say it's 4.5 is because I started in March of 2020 after the pandemic hit, and then I wasn't able to do much, so I had to kind of wait till gyms open to start again. That wasn't until September of 2020 that I actually started. But anyway, I owe everybody a 4.5 year update. So I thought I would come out today and just bum around the trails and tell you about what's going on and where I'm at and answer a few questions. So for those of you who know, this is the Pines at Stony Creek. Just playing a little bit, warming up. And a little nose bump for fun. So the first question that's been asked to me is, hey Rob, where have you been? And the reality is, I have been all over the place. Very busy, and so a lot of the time over towards the end of last season and into this one, I either had time to ride or make the videos. So that's kind of where I've been, choosing what I couldn't do. And I do apologize for those of you who've supported me on this journey that were wondering where I've been. I will be making more videos. I will be getting back into the swing of things. I apologize. It's just been crazy. What's it been crazy with? Well, long story short, I had two family members dealing with cancer. One passed away in March, way too soon, and the other is still in the middle of that battle. And very important for me to support however I can with my family. So a lot of events and everything have kind of just been up in the air because of it. And sneaking my rides in as much as I can. So that is the short answer to where have I been, and also the short answer to am I still going to make videos? Yes, I am. So you can tell where I'm at. Again, I'm riding mellow. I'm alone, and as you guys know, my motto is now ride so I can ride another day. But figured this is as good as a place as any to start talking about the second question. And the second question is, how's the weight loss journey going? So let's get through this jump line and I'll give you some answers. So as I mentioned, I am 4.5 solid years into this weight loss journey. And I initially lost 90 pounds that first year, and then worked to see the second year if I could maintain it, which I did, and took up a little more in the process. Now, I guess important to note, my journey started at my biggest 372 pounds. So that's an important number to remember, because I am now over 140 pounds down 4.5 years later. So the next question actually was presented to me the other day on a gravel ride by some of my gravel friends. And that is, am I going to drop the moniker of Fat Pastor on a mountain bike now that, as you can kind of see, I'm not necessarily as fat as I have been? And the answer is no. It was that the name was given to me by a guy who passed away. He's also the guy that jokingly called the first log feature at Riverbends Mount Elliott named after my stomach. And I just couldn't see getting rid of it because the guy was cool and I really liked him and I thought it was a good name for me at the time. And it kind of symbolized our relationship. So, no, I'm not going to get rid of the nickname Fat Pastor on a mountain bike. Besides, I'm still not where I want to be health-wise. I've still got a few pounds yet to go. And, you know, I also know my limits, or I know myself, which I've learned a lot about myself over this journey. And I just want to make sure that I keep that as a reminder for myself too. So, short answer to that is no, I'm not changing my name. I am still the Fat Pastor on a mountain bike. All right, so next question is the one I get asked all the time. What am I doing to lose weight? Diet-wise and exercise-wise. So I'll break that down into two sections. Diet-wise, literally same thing I've been doing. 4.5 years, I've changed a few things, but overall, I'm just trying to eat in specific windows, trying to eat well-balanced foods, whole food type stuff, fewer processed things, the better, and I'm just trying to maintain that healthy balance. Try to keep into a calorie window of 1900 calories per day, and that's what I'm doing. I mean, typical mornings, either 2 hard-boiled eggs or some steel-cut oats type thing, protein shakes after the gym, all 5 mornings of the week, Monday through Friday, weekdays, lunches, salads when I can. If I'm entertaining customers or something, I'm trying to eat sensible at restaurants. And then dinners can vary, but I usually try to keep them home cooked. So that's what I'm doing diet-wise. I haven't really focused on intermittent fasting or anything this last year, like I did the first year. And when I started again to try and continue to cut, I did for a short time just to rebuild some disciplines, but more so, you know, keep that dinner time window a lot earlier in the day so I'm not snacking at night and stuff like that. Now, that being said, 4.5 years later, you think sweets would be easy, but I still struggle. Again, why I'm not ready to drop the moniker of fat. I still struggle. I want sweets from time to time, or snacks from time to time, and that's a constant work in progress. I'm doing very well about it, but there are still days. So that's what I'm doing diet-wise. Next question is along that same line. What am I doing exercise-wise? Monday through Friday, I'm in the gym from 5 to 6:30 every morning. That's my workout time. That's where I'm dealing with myself and taking the biblical beat my body and make it my slave approach to life. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, weight training. And over the last year, I decided I wanted to do push-ups. So I had a goal of doing 50 straight push-ups. Ultimately hit that goal. I was doing 5 sets until fail, and worked my way to 50, worked my way to 100, worked my way to 120, and then I said, well, heck, if I'm doing 5 sets and 3 something, like 320 to 360, I want to see if I can do 500 push-ups in a day. So I recently hit that. Took me more than 5 sets. It actually took me 7, but I got 500 push-ups in 7 sets. So now I've kind of moved back into, like I said, Monday, Wednesday, Friday was weight training. Along with those push-ups, I've moved back into doing more HIIT-based and kettlebell combined movement workouts to boost cardio as well. So I have a circuit of things that I do, and they involve slam balls, squats, swing stuff, weights, kettlebells, combined movements, and I do an hour and a half of that. And right now I'm still working on my goal of doing pull-ups. 1 will suffice. If there's ever an apocalypse, I just want to be able to pull myself out of danger 1 time. That'll be enough. No, but I am still working on that, but now I'm focused more on HIIT and strengthening my core. So those are my Monday, Wednesday, Friday, hour and a half. My Tuesday and Thursday, and I get a lot of questions about this because of my Strava, I do an hour and a half of zone 2 training on the spin bike. And I just park myself in a 75 to 80 cadence, and I spin for an hour and a half. And I'll be honest, when I started, it was rough. And the goal was to make that hour and a half. I eventually got there, and then the goal was consistently do 25 miles in an hour and a half. Now the goal is to stay over 33 in an hour and a half. So I'm going to tell you, zone 2 spin training has improved my fitness dramatically, because I have days where in slightly over an hour and 30, I am hitting 35 miles in like an hour and 31. So I can tell you the zone 2 training has really been a big deal for me. And it also helps me, you know, it's a discipline to sit on a spin bike for that long. It's not fun. That's why the workouts are in the morning. So that's what I do Monday through Friday. So as I said, that impacted my fitness quite a bit. The spin training, so much so. The next question was, how did I do on miles last year? And I ended up with over 4,000. And like I said, I owe a lot of that to those zone 2 spins, which leads me to the next thing. Have I been able to get out a lot this year? No, this has been a weird year. A lot of Michiganders, I'm sure a lot of states have experienced just weird weather. And unfortunately, it hasn't coincided with my outdoor activities as much as I'd like it to. Although we're mid-May now, or early May still, and it's starting to finally show its head as it might be officially spring. But yeah, it's been a bit of a challenge to be able to get out on the days that the weather's cooperating. Even still, it's early May. I think it's, I don't know, it's first third of May anyway. No, it's first half. It's May 15th, 14th, I believe, right now. And I'm over 1,600 so far for the year. So, I mean, it's not been horrible. I don't know if I'm making goals just because of the family things, but I'm doing well on riding now that the weather's starting to cooperate. So, next question is, do I have any events on the calendar? And I'm sad to say, not really. Just because, like I said, got a family member currently battling cancer, so everything is kind of up in the air for that. There was one more question that was asked that I just remembered. What is my target? And my target is 199. And since I'm in the low 230s, high 220s right now, I still got a little ways to go, but I'm keeping slow and steady, 4.5 years, without any regression. I'm okay knowing that I will get there without any real fear of that anyway. So yeah, the goal is 199. So not too far from my goal. Well, it looks like I'm filming my outro in my car. There's a car in this lot that's been running for the past 15 minutes. It took me to load up, and they're just sitting in there, so doing whatever they're doing. The car's rather loud, so I just figured I'd film in here. Anyway, that is the story. That is my 4.5 year health update. I'm still going at it, still here, still alive, still kicking, and really with that, I hope to see you on the trail. Live the faith, ride it out, and I hope to see you out there. Bye.